Casper and Dennis here for Submission Radio, proudly brought to you by Musashi, with the man that will be sitting cage side this weekend at UFC 243, Paulo the Eraser Costa. You told us at UFC 241 that you wanted to fly down, be in Melbourne, and watch this fight. How does it feel to actually be here on Fight Week?
Yeah, I feel great, my friend. I think I told you after that fight against Romero, that war, I want to go to Melbourne, right? And I'm here to see my next opponent.
We see you have a few fans down here. A lot of people have been coming up to you, speaking to you, telling them how much they enjoyed your performance. What has that been like? We see you've been meeting a lot of different fans here.
Yeah, man, I'm surprised. A lot of fans here. The people here is very cool. Receiving me very well. I'm very happy and glad for all fans from Australia, from Melbourne. Thank you for support.
Another person that's been around this week is obviously Israel Adesanya. He's fighting Robert Whittaker in the main event. I'm just wondering, staying in the Fighters Hotel, have you run into him yet? Have you guys met face to face yet?
No, not yet. Not had this opportunity yet. But I'd like to face Israel for sure.
Well, I was going to say, what do you think that would be like the first time you guys sort of see each other, when you see Israel for the first time?
If I see him, I will make a smile for him, because I'm coming for him. He knows.
Who do you think is winning this weekend between him and Israel? How do you think that fight goes?
I think we'll goes. Yeah, I think we'll go by decision. Adesanya not have a lot of power to finish the fight very quickly. Usually he goes to decision. Robert also. So I think this fight goes to decision. Unfortunately, because if I was there, I was finished this fight very quickly.
We were speaking to him before, and he sort of mentioned your name, and he mentioned, I don't know if he said your name, but he mentioned Juice Monkey. Is that something that you're kind of sick of hearing, and what do you think of those comments?
Yeah, I think this is funny, This is funny. Just because he's a skinny guy. That's this. Because I'm look like a monster, When I come back to fight, I look like a light heavyweight or heavyweight, and he looks like 77 kilos, on the division. So he think I need to use juice or steroids to be very strong, but not. I never fall on other drug tests,
You mentioned he's not the biggest guy. We spoke to his coach, and there's plans of maybe him fighting a guy like Stipe at heavyweight.
Who?
Stipe Miocic at heavyweight is something that they want to possibly do in New Zealand. And we also know John Jones wants to fight Israel Adesanya as well. How do you think he would fare if he moved up in weight, considering he's not the biggest middleweight, like you said, to begin with?
Sorry. Help me here.
We were saying Israel is interested in fighting John Jones or maybe Stipe Miocic.
Oh my God, this guy is a comedian. He is a comedian. He cannot defeat me. He needs to prove. What I mean is he needs to prove he's the best fighter of the middle division. But he fought against who? Gastelum. Is not a middleweight for me. He's under division, 77 kilos. And he fought against Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva is not on the prime time. He's not on the feet or the best guy, the best Anderson Silva from 4 years ago. So he fought against who? Brad Tavares, Derek Bronson. No, he needs to prove. He has a great fight to do Sunday against Robert. I'm talking about with Adesanya. And after that, he needs to fight against me if he won. But I think Robert will defeat him. But so he needs to stop talk about John Jones, He needs to talk about the guys on his division. If he won against Robert, he needs to prove against me. We have Romero, we have a lot of guys,
I was just going to quickly say, obviously, Dana White's going to be in town for this fight. Have you spoken to him about officially being the next person to fight for the title? Because we've seen he's said that maybe this John Jones fight could be next. Have you had any guarantees or your team out any guarantees that you're the next person to fight
Yeah,
the
he
champion?
bring me here to prove this guarantee. You know, everybody knows I'm the #1 contender, but Israel is try avoid me. You know, Israel, stop trying to avoid me. You know, if he won, I think he will be defeat. But if he won, I will raise you. You don't have to escape. You know, you don't have how escape.
The Eraser. Just quickly before we wrap up, I mean, one of the things that's really interesting here going into this fight is what's going to happen on Sunday in front of the stadium. Has the UFC said anything about you coming into the octagon after the fight is finished to officially be the challenger for the next fight? Are there any plans of Paulo Costa being in the octagon after the fight? We've seen it before, where a contender would come into the octagon.
Yeah, I don't have nothing on my mind. You know, I'm a real guy. I don't try be a personal. You know, but let's see. If I think I need to go there inside, I can jump there.
Well, there's no one going to be able to stop him. We look forward to this Sunday, UFC 243. Obviously, Robert Whittaker versus Israel Adesanya, and what happens with you next, Paulo. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you
Appreciate
very
it.
much. Thank you.